Good day. Welcome to Impress Upon You. A little bit of a different setting for this particular conversation today. My name is Jason Raimondi, and let me introduce my two fantastic coordinators, both on professional interns with University of Central Florida, Rosen College of Hospitality. Ladies.
I'm Caitlin Potter. I'm the Client Relations Coordinator, and I've been working with Jason since July.
Hi, my name is Haley. I'm the Company Relations Coordinator, and I have been on this team since September.
Excellent, and they are fantastic, and I'm excited to have them leave their legacy by hosting one of the videos with me. Our topic today is to discuss the difference between training, learning, developing, and performing. So what we're going to do is just chat about those things all together, get some insight from the team, share some ideas with you, and really impress upon you the ways in which we can differentiate these, especially if you're a leader and thinking about this through the eyes of your staff. So we'll start with asking Caitlin what she believes how we define the word training. So what do you think?
I think training is more so just being told what to do, the requirements and expectations of the company.
Agreed. I think that's pretty much spot on. So an example would be if a hotel is hiring a new employee and for the first time they either are working for that brand or it's their first time ever doing that job, they need to be trained. They need to be trained on how to do the job properly, how to connect to the culture of that particular brand, and whether it's 5 days, 2 weeks, or a month of training, it is being immersed into the expectations, and as Caitlin said, you're being told what to do by your trainer. Even if you've, let's say, been a server for years at another organization, and you're coming into a luxury hotel for the first time, you're still going to be trained and told what to do by that destination, so you can do it their way. All right, so training, very specific, be told what to do, and learn the expectations. Which leads me to our second expectation. So, Miss Haley, what would you say is the definition or the concept of learning?
So, learning, I would say, is just taking the information from training and inputting it into your everyday life and changing the way that you do things.
Very good, agreed. So people will probably say, well, is there a difference between training and learning? Well, yes, as you're being trained, you also have to learn. And what I was taught years and years ago when I got into this part of the industry is that learning is change. So ultimately, when you're learning something, you are no longer the same mindset. You've changed, you've adapted, and you've grown in some way, shape, or form. And now there's the ability to perform at that level, kind of getting ahead of myself, but they all kind of go together. The learning aspect dictates that you have to absorb the information and be able to create that information on the spot. Whether it's with a guest, giving service, or it's a technical skill like a behavior. So training, done, learning, done. Third one, and I'll have them talk a little about this together and put them on the spot a little bit more today. So ladies, developing. Now you're college students and you're constantly being forced to develop your resume or develop your presentation skills or your interview skills. So talk a little bit to the video and to the audience. What does it mean to develop?
I think that developing means to strengthen the foundational skills you already have.
I like that, nice and simple, good.
Right, I agree with that. It's basically just taking what you've learned from training and from your experiences and just altering what you already have and just adding on to that foundation that you have built.
Very good. I need not say much more, those are perfect. All I would add is a kind of a visual, kind of it's that diamond in the rough mindset. So when you have been trained on something, you're learning something, perhaps you're that diamond that needs to be polished. And development is through repetition, it's through creating new experiences and trying out new things. It's by getting feedback from one another, from your leader, or even from yourself. Sometimes the worst critic is the person within us, and we're constantly pushing ourselves to grow and to develop. So the only way you're going to get better and evolve and eventually maybe even get promoted or become a master at something is through development. And so ultimately, if we start with training, move to learning, transition to development, well, what's the purpose of all these things? Why do we need any of them? And that final one is performance. So for a little bit of fun with my coordinators, they were so excited to perform in front of the video today. And for me, I've been doing this for 20 years, so performing at this level isn't hard. I enjoy it. I love being in front of a camera. I don't even really worry about it. I'll do weird things and don't even care. Whereas when you're not used to it, you have to work on that performance. So ladies, when I told you today that you were going to have to do this, what was going through your mind of the performance you wanted to give?
I think just making sure that I was kind of staying on top of it, that I wasn't stuttering and I was being clear with all my words. Definitely making sure that I got the point across well and coherently.
Good. I'm glad you did that. Kaylin?
For me, when I tend to public speak or just, I guess, speak when I am not choosing to,
Being forced to.
then I tend to ramble and also trip over my words. I do that. That's why I'm not very good at confrontation because it's kind of, I just ramble over my words.
Excellent. All right. So ultimately, you have to practice is at the end of the day. So with this particular video, the ladies had to start with training, and we did a little bit of training beforehand, and then I taught them and they learned what we were going to discuss, which then led to developing it by practicing it a few times, and then here's the performance. And as I mentioned earlier, FYI, little asterisk, we're not editing these, they're not perfect. If you hear things in the background, if guests are walking around, oh well, so be it. It is what it is. It's like no different than late night talk show hosts. You have to run with it. So that's what we're going to do. For you as leaders and staff within the industry, performance is the ultimate expectation. Your ability to perform is what your guests expect. It's why you're being paid, and it's how you're going to become a manager. Both of these ladies have huge aspirations of what they want to become very quickly. Haley wants to be a GM within 10 years.
Yes, sir.
Caitlin wants to run Mandarin Oriental, all of them, and own the whole events division. Well, with that in mind, they're going to have to perform at some of the highest levels. And I think the expectation is, how will I get there? Well, through the other three. So they're symbiotic. You can't perform unless you've trained, learned, and developed. So I hope this helped. Gave you some insight, a little more fun, a little bit of a coffee chat with my team. Thank you so much for your time. Hope we've impressed upon you some great philosophies of training, learning, developing, and performing. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.